showing how far they're coming. As we get this ACC opening weekend, we saw some interesting results the other night for sure in the ACC's openers. So we'll see what happens today. Toro first ball over, pushed back by Bo Morrison, and it's out for a throw. When you're playing in these kind of rainy conditions, obviously both teams have to deal with them, so we know that. But what are you thinking? What are you doing as a player kind of dealing with that as a factor here early on?
On the offensive end, this is an opportunity to take shots, test the goalkeeper early, make them really be aware of the conditions. And if you're a defender, you're trying to limit those mistakes. You don't want to do too much on the ball. You don't want to hold on to it too long. You want to make sure you're getting used to those conditions early.
Decent look from Johannes Henken Showstime. Came in as a transfer from Mercy University in Division II. Was a third-team All-American last year. The numbers are staggering. He scored 22 goals last year, including his time at BC. He now has 46 goals in 52 career games. So he is someone who just knows how to score. Bo Morrison will start in the middle for Cal in this back three. Alfredo Ortiz forward for Noe Morales, and it's out for a throw.
And Bo Morrison, a guy who's going to have to be a leader in this back line. As a freshman, got a lot of good minutes playing next to Kevin Carmichael, who's a big-time player for the Golden Bears. And here he is as a sophomore, having to be a leader on this team.
Drawing for Russell Brown, another D2 transfer for Boston College, coming in from Christian Brothers University in Memphis. Gives way to Finn Hines now, freshman. Will start in the right back spot today. A couple of games at center back next to Gundelach for BC. Toro gets it forward for Henken Showstime, but it's Kieran Bracken-Sarah, the sophomore, playing for his hometown Cal Golden Bears, native of Berkeley, who is in there.
And Bracken-Sarah, such a composed player in the midfield for the Golden Bears, taking a lot of responsibility this season as well. We've seen him chip in with a couple assists, both off of corner kicks, so that's something to look out for Berkeley today.
Alfredo Ortiz. And it forward for Morales, the first year. Zelaya in front of him. He got through. Brown was there defensively. Morales goes down to the box. And I think we're going to take a look at this. Cal's going to ask for a review as Morales got taken down in the box. What a huge moment this is early in this ACC contest.
And Morales, such a dynamic player for this Golden Bears team as a freshman, has really imposed himself in the lineup. And you see him drive into the box there, and it looks like it's Russell Brown coming behind him. Not quite sure if he gets a touch on it, and that's exactly what the ref's going to be looking for on this replay.
It's tough to tell from the back angle, right? Because it's really, where does that foot get first? Might be able to see it here. 17 in white coming in. It actually, so his front foot, it looks like, did a decent job getting the ball, and it's his back leg sliding in that it looks like what tripped up Morales.
From that angle, it's not quite clear if Brown does get the touch on Morales, as you said, on that front foot. Sometimes you're looking from the back, maybe there was a knock from Brown's knee onto the back calf of Morales. So this is one of those that the ref is really going to have to decide on early on in the game, and it changes the way things are going to go in this match.
Yeah, obviously the tenor of the game changes when you get a penalty, but just how you're officiating the game somehow might change as well.
And from that angle, it does not look like a lot of contact from Brown, if any, on Morales.
This is the one that might tell you, look, his right foot right here, it almost looks like, he trips over the back leg sliding down. I don't know that the front foot made contact, so I'm thinking they don't have a penalty here. Yeah, so no penalty is the call. One more look. Zoomed in as far as we can. See, actually, you start to look at that, and it almost becomes more confusing, right? Because do those feet kind of knock a little bit? I was with you when we saw it in real time, and then on those first couple of replays, that it was very close, but did not look like there was an extreme amount of contact with that foot. So they say no penalty, and on we go. TJ Williams is there ahead of Lukic. Brian Toro, a sophomore from right here in Massachusetts, native of Revere. Forced out to the near side. Lamb can't get it downfield.
And now we've seen both teams a little frantic in this early period. You, of course, have that call going to the monitor. Now who can step up for these teams, get the ball on their feet, and really settle things down early in here?
So Brown, the throw for BC. Morrison first on it. Both of these teams, I think, kind of feel like they're in similar spots, right? Cal was picked 12th in the ACC, Boston College 15th. Both trying to establish themselves, both with results late in the season last year that you might be able to build off of, right? The Eagles that went over North Carolina. Cal, which went on a crazy run all the way to the semifinals of the ACC tournament with all these road wins, right, against Carolina and Duke before falling to Clemson 3-2 on the road.
And BC, been in the ACC for such a long time, they know exactly what is expected every single season. For Cal, it was a new look last year. Obviously, in the Pac-12, so many great teams, but the ACC, just a different beast. You have to be on it every single week. And Cal, hoping in their second year, they can have a little more consistency earlier on in their ACC schedule.
That's Dylan Mafong, who tried to create something, and it ends up going out. So this is what Cal did last year, and the notable thing here is all of these results are on the road, right? Upset #1 Pitt, beat Stanford in the regular season finale on the road, and then the wins over Carolina and Duke, as we talked about.
And for Cal last year, it was just a case of just a little bit too late, as they weren't able to get to that 500 record, which is the base of what can get you an at-large spot in the NCAA. And that's something Coach Griffin talked about, that they need to start early on in the ACC schedule and make sure they're not fighting back to try and gain something later on in the season.
Yeah, they were 3-5-1 and 0-3-1 in the ACC and trailed 3-1 against Louisville in their first game in October. Came back to earn a tie in that game, and then the next game upset Pitt. That kind of started the run. Zalayet against the first-year keeper, Andre Borak from Serbia. Won the job in the offseason as the Eagles try to replace Brennan Klein this year, who had been the starter the last 4 years. Borak's been solid so far. 14 saves, 5 goals allowed in his first 4 games at the college level. And Sarah through for Cordova. Nice ball, Morales. And Russell Brown does a nice job to come back for BC.
And this already looks like a battle we're going to be seeing a lot in this match. Brown at that right wing position, Morales as a left wing back for the Golden Bears. And you're seeing a lot of tracking back from Russell Brown this match. He's a player that likes to be in front of the goal, but Noe Morales keeping him busy early on.
Cam Wilkerson was on the effort for Cal, but it's out and a goal kick coming up. There's Aiden Farwell back and healthy, which is so great to see for Boston College. All ACC freshman team selection back in 2021. Missed his whole sophomore year, missed his whole senior year last year, played 9 games as a junior. He's back healthy, kind of eased him back in earlier this year, and now has been in the starting lineup the last couple of games.
And Aiden Farwell, just such a dynamic player on the ball, someone that was able, as you said, to get on the field as a freshman and make an impact. And here he is, a couple years later, back on the field consistently again, and excited to see what he has in store the rest of the season.
Wunderlach stepped up for Boston College. Now it's Eklund trying to get underneath it against Anuoma. It's starting to come down a little bit harder here. Lukic. It's Toro and Brown. Lukic has good size at 6'3", able to kind of knock defenders off him. Morrison for Wilkerson. Cam Wilkerson, who came in from UCLA for his senior season. Wilkerson on it once again. Eagles have the 2 shots that have been recorded so far, 1 on target to this point, that Hank and Showtime opportunity in the game's opening moments. Ortiz.
And early on, if you look at the shape for BC, it does look like Brown has dropped to more of a wing-back position. You see the 3 center backs there. You have Brown and Burkhart on the wing-backs. You wonder if maybe Thompson saw early on the attack that Cal had and shifted a little bit, as we knew they had that in their locker as well.
So it almost kind of looked like a back 5 for Boston College at this moment. But that's where we were speaking to earlier, the versatility of Burkhart, first of all, who had played the first couple of games in the midfield. That's where he had played beginning of his Boston College career, but also play center back, play a wing back role. And then Brown sliding back a bit as well. Now with the ball, Brown moves up though.
And I think that fluidity is something that's going to be great to see for BC, see how they deal with things. And we saw that goal earlier against Siena where it was Brown streaking down and Burkhart finding him. I think that's another play we're going to look out for today, where you see Brown stay back and then try and find those moments where he can find himself forward.
Flag was up on Hank and Showtime that time. CJ Williams is there for Boston College, making his 47th career start in 51 career games today. Senior from New York. Morales took a bounce, still managed to get to Cordova just for a moment. Eagles try to get it out of a tight area. Barwell does well with Lukic closing in. The back line, Gundalak. CJ Williams.
You see just trying to keep some possession here, find their midfielders, see Williams try and find it forward. But that is what they need in this matchup. They're the home team. They're the ones that know this field. They're the ones that haven't had to travel across the country. And this is a chance for them to impose themselves on this match.
We've seen a little bit of Hank and Showtime so far. He's one that came in along with Russell Brown. The goal scoring that BC brought in this year, Abdul Malak, 9 goals in 49 games played. Nicholas Royale, who played his first game as an Eagle last time out after missing the early part of the season. He came from UCLA and Wofford, but the other group, Brown as well, guys who coming up a level sometimes, right? Coming from Division II to Division I, but showing an ability to score, to finish. And frankly, that's something that both of these teams have talked about, right? Finishing a little bit more, being a little bit crisper and better in the final third is really important to what each team is trying to do right now.
Exactly, and when it comes to the transfer portal, we've seen it being such a key tool for many teams in recruiting, and both coaches showing that they are looking everywhere, high and low, for these players. It does not matter where you came from. They are worried about what production you can bring to the team, and both teams finding success getting those players from different places and integrating them into the Division I game.
Ball is out for a throw coming up, 12 minutes in. Ortiz, maybe a little bit behind his intended target. Isaiah Thomas over on that other side. A rainy day. It's hard to complain. We have not had much rain over the course of the summer here in Massachusetts. As Eklund will throw for Boston College. Eagles were 1-4-3 in the ACC last year. We talked about the one, that upset of North Carolina, the regular season finale. Got a couple of results at home. Tied Syracuse. They were ranked early in the season. Cal 2-4-2 in the regular ACC year before their run in the tournament.
That is exactly why it is so key for these teams to get off to a good start in the ACC. The games are only going to get tougher for both teams, and having a win to start everything off is the best thing you could ask for.
There's just not that many games, right? There's only 8. Brown service, no problem for Connor Lamb.
And with the ACC tournament as well on the men's side, every team does make the ACC tournament. So when it comes to the standings, when it comes to the seeding, every win matters. Every point is important. So getting off to that early start, getting those 3 points to kick things off, especially with some good teams going down early this weekend, it will take you a long way.
Goes without saying, as we talk about every year, the best conference in the country, and that has been on display already to this point. Cordova's try is too high. Yeah, Louisville knock off #1 Stanford the other day. Stanford, who was picked 5th in the ACC preseason poll, who had jumped up to #1 nationally, by the way. SMU was a preseason top 10 national team. This is the current poll, right? And Stanford lost. Clemson got a nice win over Pitt in their ACC opener. NC State tied UNC. NC State will be here in Newton in a couple of weeks. Zelaya with some room, tried to get it to the middle, and Morales. Zelaya back on it now. Comes to his right foot, his shot pops through. And it's corner kick coming up for Cal.
And good play there from Malcolm Zelaya, just sticking with it. The big sophomore out of the Bay Area. You see him put the initial cross in, and he just waits for it. Doesn't get the call for the offside, stays with it, and good save for BC.
Zelaya, who scored his first goal of the season in the 45th minute last time out against UC San Diego. Cal's leading returning scorer with 4 goals and 12 points last year.
Zelaya had such great game time last year. You saw him in that forward position with Nonzo Dimabur and Eric Duncan, both of whom are no longer on the roster. And now here he is this season, forming that tandem with Lukic and just getting the combination between those two, the confidence in them to put the ball in the back of the net is going to be massive for this Golden Bears team.
Zelaya, who scored in the ACC tournament games against UNC and against Clemson. First couple of shots of the game recorded for Cal. Zelaya back once again. Cordova for Wilkerson. Isaiah Thomas now. As Zelaya once more. Creating against Williamson, earns another corner.
And if you're Coach Griffin so far, you are happy about this start for Cal. The past couple of minutes, they are getting themselves on the ball, getting a lot of possession. You see them moving the ball from left to right, fighting their strikers, fighting those wing backs, and trying to break down this Boston College defense.
Bracken Sarah to take a second corner for Cal. Looking for a header right at goal, it's in! Zelaya, second game in a row with the tally, and Cal strikes first.
And we talked about it earlier. The service from Kieran Bracken Sarah has been immaculate this season. 2 assists coming into the match, both off corner kicks. He adds his 3rd here. And Zelaya, we've seen him been dangerous in the past couple minutes. He gets his head on this, and Cal taking the lead away here in Boston. And what a finish for Zelaya. He spoke a couple weeks ago. Cal asked all the players, what games are they looking most forward to? He said he wants to ship up to Boston. He wants to play the Eagles. He wants to play the Crimson. And here he is with a fast start for the Golden Bears.
He scored 4 times last year, as we said. Second game in a row with a goal for the sophomore. When you have the year that he had as a first-year player for Cal, then you go into that sophomore year, and this was something we talked about with Leonard Griffin this week, right? You know the skill set he has, so now it's about finding new ways to be productive, combining with the skill it already has, and that's why they really liked bringing in Lukic and what they felt like he could pair with Zelaya up front. And you've seen that between the two of them. They have scored a goal in 4 of the first 5 games.
And we saw when Cal had that success later in the season, Zelaya started a lot of games early on, and then the duo up top did become Eric Duncan and Nanza Dimabua. And you saw Zelaya come off the bench. He scored 2 big goals in the ACC tournament, and if you're him, you come into the season and you want to impose yourself in that starting lineup once again. That's exactly what he's done to good effect here today.
Farwell had an opportunity with some open space, tried to throw across for Mafong. And a free kick coming up for Cal. Cal goes against Brian Toro for Boston College.
And if you're Boston College, it's all about how do you respond. You are still at home. You have your home fans. It's a slick environment right here on the pitch, but you cannot sit back. You have to impose yourself in this game once again. And Coach Thompson is going to want a quick, fast response from his team.
Especially considering Cal has actually probably been better in the second half this year than they've been in the first half. Thomas trying to create once again. Morales on the backside. Keeps it going. Wilkerson for Ortiz. Bracken Sarah got it through. Wilkerson turns a shot. Just missed wide. A little deflection on the way through, so it's a corner for Cal. What a shot from Cam Wilkerson.
And so many good technicians for this Cal team. One thing I want to highlight is Alfredo Ortiz. He's a player that can play in the midfield, can play in the wing-back position. And when you have a player that is so good on the ball like him, that can build from that center-back position, that's exactly what you get with that interplay and just wide from Wilkerson.
The sophomore Bracken Sarah, after his last service on the corner, just led to a goal moments ago in the 17th minute. Can they do it again? Outswinger. BC first touch on it. Thomas for Ortiz. Serving back in, looking for Zelaya again. Ask Eklund got a piece. And now the Eagles will try to counter. Mafong, though, was too strong on the touch. Thomas tried a little run to get it to Lukic.
Cal, once again, doing such a good job of those quick interchange plays at the top of the box in the BC attack. And if you're Boston College, not only do you want to block those passing lanes when you have them, but you want to find out how you can exploit them on the counter when they do push those numbers forward.
I don't think anything. Burkhardt was kind of tied up there. I think everybody kind of stopped thinking there'd be a whistle, and there was not one. Burkhardt against Thomas. Cal has done a nice job holding on to possession as this first half has progressed. Ortiz sees some space in front of him. Lukic, one touch. Brown back there. Wilkerson comes in to keep it going. Lukic against Farwell.
Cal doing a good job of winning those second balls in the midfield. You saw it there, Lukic poking the ball around, and it's Wilkerson stepping up, winning it back for Cal to recycle the attack.
Morales comes across, knocked out again. You know, the other thing with how they're holding possession is they're forcing the Eagles to stay in that back five.
Exactly, and if you're Boston College, you want to get your players forward. You want to get Russell Brown forward, even Jack Burkhart. We haven't seen him get on the ball that much in this match. And yes, he's playing in that left wing back position, but he's still a guy that you want to get the ball at his foot to create and push the Eagles offense forward.
Cal going quickly this time. Bracken Sarah turns, bounces around, it's loose, and it's in! It stayed loose in the box, and Luka Lukic finds his 4th goal of the year. 2-0 Cal.
And we said it in the pre-match, Luka Lukic, hot to start the season, wanted to come in and get his first ACC goal today. He sees his strike partner Zelaya get on the score sheet, and he does the same a couple minutes later.
So that's 1 bounce there, 2 bounces there, and I mean, it's a little unfortunate, right? Because you get the first deflection here, then Toro trying to knock it out, and Lukic, to his credit though, does a wonderful job to stay with that ball the whole way and find it after it plays Plinko for a bit.
And when the ball is bouncing around in the box like that, it's all about who's the hungriest to get to it first. Is it the attacker or is it the defender? And we see the BC players just standing there being very reactionary, but Luka Lukic gets his foot on it, pokes it in, and now here we are. Cal 2-0 goals, 2 goals up ahead at BC away from home.
Cal has had the last 5 shots in this game after BC had the first 2. Of those 5, 4 of them on target. And the 2 forwards we came on the show telling you about, Zelaya and Lukic, have both found the back of the net.
And once again, at the start of that play, Kieran Bracken Sarah, we see them play the corner kick short to start that off, but it's once again his initial cross getting into the box, causing the commotion in there. And that set piece delivery, the fact that it is so consistent, the fact that it causes so much danger is something we have seen throughout the season be trouble for opponents to deal with.
Knocked out on the near side, throw in coming up.
And if you're BC now, you're looking to your leaders on the team to make sure that this does not go any further than the 2-goal deficit it is now. You look at CJ Williams, nearing 50 starts in his career. Ask Eklund with the captain's armband on. Jack Burkhart, who we've talked about, his 3rd year as a starter for this team. Can these guys get their teammates together and make sure that they get themselves back into this match?
Just try to change the flow a little bit. Cal's had the ball for, feels like, the last little bit. They found 2 goals. Farwell trying to change field. Lukic, just too much of a grab. Farwell was asking for a card as much as anything, but not sure it was a true grab, more of just a jersey graze. Here's Eklund, finds Toro. Farwell gives it back, and Finn Hines, the freshman, steps up, looking for Eklund, got the header, looking for Hankin. Chostime was trying the bicycle kick. He got knocked down, but I think he also kind of came up high with the kick and knocked into the defender. And that's what the official calls, and now time is called as Hankin Chostime is down.
And it was Onuoma just standing tall here on Hankin Chostime, making sure that he had his body in front of the ball. He goes to the acrobatics, and BC really getting forward for the first time. And that ball into the box, I think that's something they can be successful with. You see Hankin Chostime, you see As Ekelin, 2 big guys up there, and in the Cal back line, you have Bo Morrison, 6'2", as the tallest member, and maybe they can use that size advantage not just in the run of play, but on set pieces as well to get back into this match.
Ortiz, well, intercepted by Toro. We've seen BC kind of revert into that possession game. And it's kind of been the staple that Bob Thompson has built off of. Sarah against Farwell. It's up finding Burkhart, who jumps up into the rush a bit. Lafong trying to create. Slides it through. Eklund turns. It's blocked by Morrison. Follow up from Lafong and another block. Sarah that time. Good effort by the Cal defense on a couple of Eagle opportunities.
And that's something we've seen from Cal on the offensive side, and we see it from the defensive side as well. Just getting to the ball first, blocking shots, putting their bodies in front of it. But that's well done from BC as well, getting players forward. That's the first time really we've seen Burkhart on the overlap, and you had Russell Brown streaking into the box as well. And if they want to get back into this game, they need to keep getting numbers forward and putting pressure on the Golden Bears back line, just as they did.
Thomas, the ball forward. Sarah knocked down by Toro. So the Cal goals, Malcolm Zeliat in the 17th minute and Luka Lukic the 23rd. Give the 2-0 lead. Zeliat. There's Ortiz. Cordova. They say play on. I think he slipped as much as anything there, Farwell defensively. And here comes Russell Brown. Brown with a through ball. Eklund's got space on the wide side. Ask Eklund. What can he do to create? Deflected out, and BC has their first corner.
And if BC wants to be successful, it is those exact plays that they need to have more of. You see them on the break. Aiden Farwell doing such a great job to start that attack. Brown gets it out to Eklund, and he's a guy that does not need a second option to take a shot. Here, Onyola gets in front of it, gets a deflection. But BC, once again, dangerous in the attack.
Eklund will take the corner. Zeliat first on it. So Cal defends well. Brown right along the sideline. Brown plays it across. Morrison attempts to clear it out. And Toro, who had already been called for a couple of fouls, so this may be the culmination of all of that, got his hands on the back of Cordova and is called for the yellow card.
And definitely more of a persistent infringement call there from Toro. A couple times now he's had some fouls in the midfield, and you know, as the number 6, not just on the field, but position as well, he's going to want to be careful moving forward because going down to 10 men is something that BC simply cannot afford.
That's the spot we've normally seen Burkhart. And then you might see Toro or Colleen up a bit. Eagles intercept. And we'll keep possession through their back. Gundulak. Definitely see the Eagles shape morphing. We've seen kind of a back 5 look right now almost more of a back three as they try to develop.
Exactly, and when you're in this position, 2 goals down, 15 minutes left in the half, you need to get numbers up. We saw earlier in the match, Russell Brown doing a lot of defensive work, and look at him now, streaking up that right side, starting at that higher position. And he's the guy you want to see if you can get him extending up the field to find him late into the back post.
Rowan coming up for Cal. That ball stayed in for a few moments. Lukic doing work to get around Burkhart. And the foul comes out against Jack Burkhart.
And fantastic work from Lukic there. Just such a dangerous player, and the type of forward that is so difficult to play against because he never stops running, he never stops battling. You see him going after Burkhart. Burkhart ends up on the ground, and just a foul at the end. Another dangerous set-piece opportunity here for the Golden Bears.
Conversation between Burkhart and our referee. So a free kick from a dangerous area here for the Golden Bears. Already up by 2.
We'll see an in-swinger from Ortiz. We've seen Bracken Sarah on a lot of these set pieces, but here we'll go with Ortiz to swing it in.
Ortiz. And that's the 6'5" frame of Andre Borak, who goes and finds it. Thought about maybe trying to start BC, but instead we'll give it to Hines. Throws it over top. Morrison knocks it out to the near side. First set of subs are going to come in the game. Eagles are going to go with a line change here. 4 new subs. Cal has 3. Let's talk about the goals first, and then we'll reset. In the 17th minute, Malcolm Zalayat finding one off the corner kick, and then after a couple of bounces, a wonderful job by Luka Lukic in the 23rd minute. That's how Cal finds themselves up by 2. You know, the more I see it, you know, if you're Boston College, you feel like really bad break on a couple of those bounces, but then the other side of it is Lukic does such a good job to stay with it and find it. You almost have to take away the bad break idea and just tip your cap for just a wonderful heady play.
Exactly, and especially in a conference like the ACC, those little moments mean so much. And just that quick step from Lukic, getting his toe on it, poking it in, is something that has now given the Bears a 2-goal lead.
So in terms of the sub, Alan Juarez comes in for Cal for the first time, along with Junwong Park. And Brendan Bell is in there for the first time this year, the junior from California. Boston College changing out 4 different players. Nikolai Royale, who we talked about, his transfer from UCLA, coming in, missed the beginning of the season, is in for Boston College, along with Sonder Martinson Wold, Marcy Colleen, and Connor Gibson, all in the game for BC. Deep ball over top is out. So Eklund stayed in for Boston College, so now Martinson, Wold, and Royale along with Eklund up top. Aaron Bracken Sarah got knocked down.
A great win there from Bracken Sarah in the midfield, stepping up with the header to win it back for the Golden Bears, getting up against some bigger opponents on the field. But once again, just Cal wanting the ball more, stepping forward. And you see it here, it's Mortensen World getting in between there, Royale as well, and Bracken Sarah just gets in between the two of them.
It is pretty amazing. I mean, you got Bracken Sarah, who's listed at 5'9". You have Alfredo Ortiz, who's listed at only 5'5", but they're so skillful, they're so creative that they really managed to work around this, maybe the size disadvantage. Their chance here for Cal. 11 minutes remaining here in the first half. 2-0 lead for the Golden Bears in their first trip to Boston.
And Cal been so successful from set pieces, not just this season, but in this match as well. You have the free kick here for Bracken Sarah. You know he's going to get the ball into a good position, and you have to watch out not just for that first ball, but for the second ball as well, which is what we saw from the Lukic goal.
Try to go deep. Borak first touch. Comes right out for Juarez, though, and then Marcy Clean, California native of his own, clears it out. Well, the Bears start quickly. Lukic against CJ Williams, and he earns another corner for Cal. This will be the 5th one of the first half. Cal's already scored a goal off their corner.
And we see BC here now taking no chances on these set pieces. All 10 field players back towards the box, all defending for BC here, making sure that there are no repeats of the first 2 corner kicks that led to goals for Cal.
Lyatt was the one who scored it back in the 17th minute. Set up by Bracken Sarah, who's there once again. Twisting service, Eklund on it first. Follow up from the back. And Borak could not secure it, so he does make the save, but another corner coming up.
And that's exactly why we say this slick environment is so difficult for goalkeepers. If you are an attacker, you want to take shots, and it's Wilkerson on his weaker left foot off the volley, and Borak just doesn't see it all the way and just wants to make sure there's no mistakes pairing it out.
Another effort. Royale got a piece of it, still in the box. Or it's cleared back to Morales. Ball may have deflected off CJ Williams just a bit, which may have affected Borak's ability to secure it. Juarez gets it forward. Morales. That ball went out. Folks, get all of ESPN College Soccer all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. Lean all over top, answered right back by Onuoma. Mention Onuoma making his second start for Cal after DeAndre Pickett went down against UCLA. They're really happy with the depth that they have on this team. Leonard Griffin called it probably the deepest team he's had in his 4 seasons as the head coach of Cal.
And I think this thing you're seeing as well is there are so many capable players ready to step in. Onuoma got a good amount of starts his freshman year, dealt with injuries of his own last year. So he's a guy stepping in who has that experience that can contribute to this Golden Bears team. And that's exactly what you've seen from the past 2 matches.
Lock for Williams. And the Eagles think about pushing forward. They've tried to possess as much as possible since allowing that second goal back in the 23rd minute.
And it's a good spell of possession, but now how can they get the ball forward?
Royale was on the wrong side of it. And Eklund kind of signaling that he felt like he had a little bit of a lane there.
And that's exactly what you need from Eklund. As the striker on this team, as the captain as well, you want him to be focal. You want him to be pushing his team forward. And it's sometimes difficult when you are so far up the field because maybe you're not seeing everything and you have to depend on others to get the ball to you.
Lukic felt like he was held. Burkhart stayed with him stride for stride coming back. Still conversing with the official. Eagles try to change field. Similar look to what we just saw. Now here's Gibson, native of Newton. CJ Williams plays one out for Gibson. Got bumped in the back by Bell. And that is going to Cal.
And already we're seeing little changes from BC. You see Jack Burkhart stepping more into the midfield right now. We'll see whether or not that's something that's going to go on into the second half. But if BC, you want to be successful, as we talked about, he's a guy that you want to get in the ball, you want to get involved. And even if he is starting at that outside back position, maybe in transition, you can find opportunities to get him to the midfield and step in as an inverted fullback to get on the ball and create for the Eagles.
Junwon Park, it's called for grasping the jersey of Gundalak. Came in as a transfer from the University of San Francisco. They really like the spark that he provides coming off the bench. Another thing that we talked about in terms of the depth piece with this Cal team. Ben Hines looking for Eklund this time. Eklund coming in, couldn't get there with Connor Lamb aggressively coming out to secure it.
And Connor Lamb, a good experienced goalkeeper, an all ACC or all Pac-12 rather honorable mention 2 seasons ago, dealt with injuries last year. Him and Zach Ando, who've seen time for the Golden Bears, weren't in the lineup last season dealing with injuries, and they formed a formidable goalkeeping duo for Cal this season so far.
Ando will likely play the second half. That has been Cal's plan all year long. And, you know, it's one of those interesting things. You know, you have the school of, well, if you have 2, then you have none. And then if you have the school of, these guys have been really well, so let's play them both. And that's what Cal's doing. And the thing that Leonard Griffin talked about with us is, you know, this time is not just about them and which one might win the job, but how they work with the rest of the team. And that's what they've been really pleased with, is how well they feel like the group has coordinated with each keeper so far.
And the thing with Cal, too, is it goes even deeper than that. Last season, when both of them went down with season-ending injuries, you saw Marco Brocker step up, have a great season, was nominated for a National Player of the Week after that win at Pitt. And here you are, you have 2 guys come back, still battling for that spot. Sometimes you hope for one great goalie, but having multiple on a roster, just so much luxury for the Golden Bears.
Cal's done a really nice job earning corner kicks today. Here's another. That just scraped off of Jack Burkhart. This will be the 7th corner kick for Cal. Bracken Sarah. Eklund got there first. Still a chance for Wilkerson. Gives it back. Bracken Sarah for Juarez. Left foot. Shot blocked by Williams.
And Bracken Sarah wanted on that back. Juarez decided to go on his left foot, try and get the shot. But here he is still maintaining the ball, keeping it for Cal.
Eklund tried to get positioning. Squirts free for the moment. Eklund tried to get by. Good work, though, by Onuoma to keep it in Cal's possession. Now Wilkerson coming in. Slides across. Gibson, though, was there. Eklund's trying to stay high and create something. Cal's done a pretty good job getting to him, though. Gibson bumps. And I think they're going to get a card. Indeed, they will. Brendan Bell played 14 games, started 9 last year, but this is his first appearance of the season from the junior. He is called for the yellow.
And Bell probably unlucky there to get a yellow card. Came into the game as a substitute, was his first foul there. but just bumps Gibson on the back, and referee decides to put him in the book for that one.
They'll select to work back. 2:23 remaining in this first half. Martinson Wold say that Wilkerson had too much. Folks, coming up at halftime, Jack Burkhart went on the For Boston podcast. Give you a little bit of a listen to that, along with the ACC Players of the Week and Mac Herman watch list. Talk about all that. Here comes Mafong. Dylan Mafong to his left foot, gets it across, looking for a header. Oh boy, Lamb got a hand on it. Colleen follows up, got knocked out of the box. Finn Hines steps to his right, comes back for Royale.
And it looked like it might have been Bo Morrison on the header to block it, and then follows up with the block again. And once again, Cal just doing such a good job of winning second balls, putting their body in front of the ball, and fantastic work down the left side from Mafong to get the ball into a dangerous position. And that is exactly what Coach Bob Thompson is going to want more of.
So decent work by the Eagles in the closing moments here in the first half. Let's watch it one more time.
There it is, just Bo Morrison staying from the ball. As the center back in that back three, he has to be the leader back there. And the sophomore doing a great job of keeping this Golden Bears defense intact.
Cal trying to respond back. The final moments, 23 seconds is all that remains. Lukic to the corner against Hines. I'll let it just go out. See if the Eagles want to try something in the final 10 seconds here. And they're just going to run out of time. So Cal's 2. It's going to hold up. And the Golden Bears have a 2-0 halftime lead over Boston College. Eagles head coach Bob Thompson
is how teams react to the new substitution rules. If you come out in the second half, you cannot come in again. So if you look at Cal, a lot of those key faces from the first half, not in. No Lukic, no Zelaya, no Morales. And so how can these guys give Leonard Griffin's team some energy, and maybe we'll see those faces again later in the second half.
For Boston College, one notable change is Ziad Abdul-Malak, who we did not see in the first half. He starts the second half. Martinson, Wold, and Royale also stay out there, as does Ask Eklund. So now Eklund will have to go the full 90. There is Royale. Sit back for Gibson. Ortiz will work through Morrison and back, along with Wisdom Anuoma. Again, getting the start today for the second game in a row. Anuoma. It's going to be a big factor as the year goes on, again, with DeAndre Pickett gone down earlier this year.
And to start the second half for BC, we see them reverting more to that back five we saw from them early. It's Gibson in there, staying in the back five. We're seeing Burkhart also staying back a little bit. It should be interesting to see what Coach Thompson does with that and how he plays around with those pieces as the game goes on and they look to get themselves back into it.
Cal's got another corner kick here. First 4 games of the season for Cal. They had 24 corners. Already had 8 now so far today. A little deep after that setup.
And it'll be interesting to see, especially in this early part of the second half, what Cal does on those corner kicks. A lot of their size off the field now with Lukic and Zlayat on the bench. You have McElligott and Park up top at 5'7", 5'8", not the tallest guys. So you'll see what tricks up their sleeve Cal has on those set pieces for the time being.
Martinson Wold lost his footing, draws the foul. You saw the Eagles as the half went on really kind of revert into this trying to hold possession as much as possible. See what they do here with their buildup. Abdul Malak on the left side. Got it through the legs of Thomas, who has to clear out for a BC throw.
And Abdul Malak, definitely a guy who will want to impose himself on this game. A highly regarded transfer coming in for the Eagles today. He gets the chance to show himself in the second half.
Came in from Lemoyne, where he was an all-NEC first-team selection last year and an all-Northeast region selection. Central New York native from Manlius, just outside of Syracuse. Eagles have their second corner kick opportunity of the day. Eklund's service goes low, bounces through a few times, but no one in a white kit could get to it. Burkhart goes over top. Royale, nice touchdown. Abdul Malak kind of lost his footing. Might have been something there, but he just couldn't quite retain his feet. Here's Park. Ball wasn't quite there for McElligott.
And good play from both teams. For BC, you get the ball at the foot of Burkhart, getting it into Royale at striker. But then for Cal as well, breaking out, getting the ball from the midfield to the attack. That is something that's going to be key for them as they try and keep themselves ahead in this game and making sure they are keeping possession in the right places.
Deep throw for Cal. Up 2-0, trying to get ACC win number 1 of this year. Park back for Thomas. Bracken Sarah, who lived up to everything we might have expected to see in that first half. Talked a lot about him, had the service on the corner, and the goal that was scored by Malcolm Zlayat.
Bracken Sarah staying on here in this second half. You'll expect him to go the distance. Has done such a great job with Wilkerson in that midfield. You see him with the captain's armband on. It's hard to forget he's only a sophomore, and just the leadership and trust that he's been able to instill this group has been great to see so far this season.
Leonard Griffin talked about how much it means to him to be able to play for Cal, being a native of Berkeley.
Cal always tries their best to recruit local players. You see Wyatt Meyer, a longtime player for Cal, playing now in the MLS for Nashville SC, another Berkeley native who grew up around the program. So seeing a local guy have so much success for the Golden Bears is something that is always phenomenal to see.
That factor probably really doesn't have to change now moving into the ACC. There's plenty of talent in California. Stanford and Cal are showing now as new members of the league last year.
And for Coach Grisham, actually, he's been trying to expand the recruitment. So many years for Cal, you saw only players really from the state of California. And so getting more international players, getting guys from other states, but also still keeping that identity of keeping your local talent is such amazing to see how we're blending that on the Cal roster.
Burkhart tries to flip it in towards the box, and Gibson, something that's obviously been true for Boston College for a long time. A lot of international faces on this Eagles team through the years. Eklund tried to get it through for Royale.
And the same goes with BC, as you said. A lot of international players, but you still have those local talents. We saw Toro in the first half, Gibson, Burkhart, all local guys who probably grew up going to these games. And here they are able to step on the field for their local team.
Marcy Colleen, who is a California native, as we said, came in as a transfer last year from Cal State Fullerton. Abdul Malak to his right foot, service into the box, knocked down by Ando. Gibson tries to slide it back through, but it was well defended.
And first real opportunity Ando has had to get himself in the game. That one's more difficult than it looks because he has to parry that far away. You saw the BC attackers waiting to get those rebounds. And on the slick surface, Ando makes sure he parries it away from the traffic so the Bolden Bears can keep possession.
Flores, Bracken Sarah. Wilkerson. Martinson Wold trying to get positioning. Royale comes in to help. Eklund against Morrison, that is going to Boston College, and they start quickly. Marcy Colleen leaves it for Eklund. Against Morrison, and Eklund earns the corner. And actually now they've changed the call and called it a goal kick. Let's go back to the previous opportunity for Abdul Malak.
And Abdul Malak, more of a cross than a shot, but still such a difficult one for any goalkeeper to deal with. And you see BC putting numbers forward, getting forward, and on this one, Eklund on the attack and just ends up getting back off of him.
Bounced up off of him, so that was the correct call. Main referee overturning the side official. It's one of those where the Eagles kind of got in behind, had something, but probably needed one more body to be forward or really create a grade A chance.
Now, first time we're really seeing the sun come out today. We'll see if that's the Joseph energy that the Eagles need to push on into this match.
Gibson through ball for Royale. Morrison again, steady as he goes. Defends well and earns the goal kick. Knocked out by Gibson. Williams slides on a ball that was in an open area, does well to get it to Royale. Abdul Malak trying to get through. Here is Burkhart. Gives Abdul Malak a chance, but he could not get through Bracken Sarah.
And Abdul Malak definitely been involved since coming in the second half. A guy who you want to get on the field and you want to have success here for this team. And in the second half, getting that fresh face, we've already seen real dividends for BC.
Now answering back the other way. Ball comes through. That is out off of Park. And a goal kick coming up. Here's that effort to get Abdul Malak a chance, starting with CJ Williams.
Just big time tackle from the senior defender. As we've said, if they want to get back into this matchup, they need a leadership, and that starts from the back line with CJ Williams.
Abdul Malak scored 5 goals last year in over 1,300 minutes for Lemoyne. He won the last couple of years. His freshman year, they were still Division II. He's on it once more. Gets it back from Burkhart. Jack Burkhart Got another chance. They give him room. Martinson Wold knocks it down for Colleen from deep, hesitates and shoots. It's blocked.
And as we saw in that goal last year at UNC, Marcy Colleen can hit them. We saw that with his right foot. Today it's with his left, and Bo Morrison just once again getting in front of it and blocking it for Cal.
Abdul Malak's service into the box, knocked down. Wisdom on Nuoma. Cal cannot clear. Those have had the ball in here for a while. Can Eklund create? Eklund left foot across, knocked down by Wilkerson. Still not quite out yet. And now it's wide for Callan Lewis. So a long time down that end for Boston College. They get one or two cracks at it. And Cal works back.
And I think one reason why we're seeing so much success early on in this half from BC is we're getting Burkhart into the attack. We're getting him on the ball. So much in that first half, we saw a lot of the times he was involved in the play. It was on his defensive half in the box, getting involved with Lukic, getting involved with Zelaya. But here, he's not just getting down the wing as a wing back, but he's finding those pockets in the midfield to get involved, get the ball to players in order to push the attack forward for the Eagles.
Such an important piece for what Bob Thompson wants to do. Really, in his youth, played center back as much as anything. Coming through the New England Revolution Academy. But in the midfield his first couple of years at BC in the 6 role. Here's Burkhart once again. Too far that time. He's trying to find Connor Gibson on that wide side. BC's trying to answer these 2 goals from Cal. Malcolm Zelaya in the 17th minute, and then Luka Lucic in the 23rd.
What a move there by Isaiah Thomas. Shifty from the German, the nutmeg on Burkhart, and he has no choice but to foul him. Just silky move from the wingback through the wickets. And a great play from Cal.
Thomas has played over 300 minutes this year for Cal. Your defender.
And Isaiah Thomas, such a versatile player for the Golden Bears. We saw him his freshman season play as a winger. Last year, I saw a lot of time as a wingback. And this season, we've seen him play in the back 3 as a center back as well. So just such a good piece for the Bears. And we're seeing him get a lot of time under the Leonard Griffin this season.
Nuoma for Bracken Sarah. Alan Juarez. And McElligott. Nice ball. It's deflected up high and out. Junwon Park was the one at the end of it. Really well set up by Callan Lewis.
And fantastic combination play. It started with Juarez, getting it to McElligott, McElligott to Ortiz. And once again, when you have your center back be able to overlap like that and pick out servers in the box, it is so dangerous to defend against. And just good defense from BC in the end. And a corner kick once again for the Golden Bears.
Beg your pardon, as you said, it was Ortiz who's the one who set it up. 9th corner kick for Cal. This is now a season high for the Golden Bears. Bracken Sarah into the box. Royale got it first, then Lewis. McElligott onto his right foot. Wilkerson as Cal resets off the corner. A little overlapping run there. Juarez. out for another corner.
We saw in the last one, Bracken-Sarah playing it low on the ground. Right now, a big size disparity between the two teams, with BC being the much bigger side, as you can see inside that box. So we'll see what Cal has up their sleeve once again on this set piece opportunity.
Ortiz back for Wilkerson. His service is too strong. See, will sub. Dylan Mafong is in, replacing Abdul Malak. Mafong is the type who can be a spark plug. He really almost fits that coming off the bench role extremely well. Think about lightning in a bottle was the way that Bob Thompson described him, but he's been so good, you've had to put him out there in the starting role, but he kind of replicates that here as he comes in the second half.
We saw him create that chance late in the first half, get down the left side and put that dangerous ball in the box. BC going to need a lot more of that in these last 26 minutes as they try and get back into this match.
Cal is going to sub here as Malcolm Zaliat comes back in, along with Kai Cherbaka coming in for the first time.
And Cherbaka, a tenacious midfielder for the Bears that they have at their disposal. And Bracken-Sarah off the field, and as we mentioned with the substitutions, it means we will not see him again in this match. So big opportunity for Cherbaka to impose himself in this match.
Cherbaka, who has not played a ton, just 6 minutes in the game against San Francisco so far this year for the junior. Native of Long Beach, California, played 4 games off the bench last year. Eagles, at least for the second, Burkhart and Williams have swapped places. Now they will retreat. Wilkerson was down, getting a pat on the back from his former teammate. Nikolai Royale both played for UCLA last year. Zaliat and Colleen came in at the end, and that ball is out. Zaliat got caught, Colleen coming back, and already was engaged with the defender.
Just a hard challenge there. First it was CJ Williams on the back end, then Colleen just coming in on Zaliat. I'm sure Cal would have wanted to foul on that one that we play on.
Juarez against Mafong. Juarez does well. Mafong with him step for step. They're letting him play here in the second half. Ben Hines wide for Gibson. Connor Gibson getting the most significant minutes that he's gotten to this point this year. Just his second game of the season. They're playing 21 minutes against Siena.
If you're Bob Thompson, you've seen some players who you likely penciled in as starters for the rest of the year going down. You're looking for those guys to step up, guys who can really make sure that they have themselves etched in this lineup the rest of the season. And Gibson giving him great minutes here today.
Really nice touch by Burkhart. It gives Mafong a chance. Mafong works back for Burkhart. He's got some space. Service to the box. Good effort by Ando.
And Ando using all of his big 6'4" frame to get up above the attackers and grab the ball for the Golden Bears. And it was good work from Afong, lost the ball a little bit with his footing, gets it back to Burkhart, and just a little bit too much into the space for Ando to go and make the grab.
Eagles will sub here. Aiden Farwell comes back, and a wonderful side for Boston College that Michael Asari, the sophomore, will come in. He had to leave the first game of the season after 60 minutes. We had not seen him since after taking a bit of a knock, but he is back in, and he's a real potential weapon for the Eagles out on the wide side.
And Asari was such a dangerous player for the Eagles last year as a freshman, showed so well, was going to be a big piece for them coming to this season, goes down with that injury, and it's just great to see him back on the field once again.
Gibson and Martinson Wold replaced. Too far for Royale to run underneath it. Juarez against Farwell. Juarez stays with it. Alan Juarez for Thomas. Williams clears it out.
One thing that's really stood out to me for the Golden Bears today is their composure in those tight spaces. You see Onuomayer as the center back. It's so easy to just clip the ball forward, and then your strikers are in a 50-50. But he has the composure to find the ball into the midfield, and then the Golden Bears take it from there.
Noe Morales just subbed back in for Cal, and he immediately takes the throw. A second half that is yet to see a goal and has only seen one shot. It feels like we've had maybe a few more chances than that, but just one shot belonging to Boston College in half number 2.
And if you're Boston College and you're Bob Thompson, the time is ticking down. You need 2 goals just to get back into this game as a tie. So how are you going to change the formation? How are you going to switch your personnel to make sure those chances are flowing and you even have the opportunity to get that goal, to get those floodgates going?
Chewbacca for Juarez. A little bit of space for Chewbacca. Marcy Colleen does well, and there's the jersey tug. Goals in the 17th minute and the 23rd minute for Cal. Chance for Asari. There you see some of the speed, but Ortiz matches it and knocks it out wide. Here are the 2 goals that we've seen today. First off the corner kick, Malcolm Zelaya finds the header to make it 1-0 Cal, and then watch as Bracken Sarah sets up a couple of bounces before it finds Luka Lukic to make it 2-0 Golden Bears. Noe Morales officially got an assist as that bounced a couple of times in the box. Russell Brown inserted back in for BC. He has the throw, now has the service, and Brown just missed. And
what a shot that is from Russell Brown. We'll see how close it was, but one thing you can't doubt is the contact. Unfortunately, he slices it, so it's still just going out and out from that shot. Shades of Benjamin Pavard in the World Cup against Argentina, but unfortunately this time he can't get it on target.
The other sub was Devin Galuzzo in for Boston College, replacing Jack Burkhart. So Galuzzo goes in on that left back spot for Burkhart. And a yellow card here against Mafong. Knocked off of Cal. 18 minutes remaining here in Newton. 2-0 lead for the Cal Golden Bears. Trying to start ACC play with 3 points. Cal, as we said, is going to spend basically the week here in Mass. First, let's watch Russell Brown. Brown trying from the outside. Morrison got a piece, but that goes over the end line, so it's corner. Almost saved it, but it is a corner kick for Boston College.
Set pieces are always a great equalizer. We saw 2 goals off of corner kicks for Cal, and now BC. They need to get themselves back into the game, and this set piece is such a great opportunity for them to do so. A lot of big bodies on the field, guys who are dangerous in the box, who can head the ball well. Now can they take advantage of this opportunity?
So Galuzzo, I don't believe we've seen take a corner yet. And looking for a header. And Wisdom Onuoma has done a pretty good job defending. He's gotten first touch a couple of times on those corners. Wilkerson or Jerbaka. Now Noe Morales. Galuzzo did well at first, but then kind of an extra shove at the end of it. Clear foul call. Nice ball over top, but flag is up. Callan Lewis, the first year, making his 3rd appearance of the season.
And Lewis getting good minutes here in the second half for the Golden Bears. Always difficult as a freshman to come in and find your place on this team, especially after missing a couple games to start the season, but he's done well for himself here and has been a good spark for the Cal Golden Bears in the second half.
Referee asked to stop play here, and I think he's brought in Ask Eklund as the captain here. And now we'll come over and have a similar conversation with Bob Thompson. It may have just been about this. You saw CJ Williams come up and He got a yellow card. I think he got a yellow card for the making contact with the official, probably. And then I think the conversation is just any more of that, it's going to turn into more. So,
and you saw Bob Thompson just have a quick talk to CJ Williams, and he's a guy, once again, so much experience for this team. He's one of the people that you need to be in a clear headspace in order for them to have any chance of coming back in this match.
Under 15 minutes remaining, still 2-0 Cal. Both goals coming in the first half. Sorry. See the Eagles trying to shift their shape to give themselves a chance, as we talked about. Galuzzo much more in a midfield role than in that left back spot at the moment, but Cal's on possession and going the other way with Juarez. Finds Morales, steps in, throws it across. Ben Hines got the first piece of it. And then Eklund lost his footing. And now yellow card against Eklund.
And you saw the confusion on the face of Eklund, wondering what he did on that. Not sure if it's on that one. Likely maybe a little talking to when he was talking to the ref. And we're seeing BC. You want to keep cooler heads in this opportunity. There's still 14 minutes left in this game. We know one goal changes everything. So if you're Coach Thompson, you want to make sure your players are still in the game and they're keeping clear heads and good minds the remainder of this match.
The Eagles will sub out Eklund, in fact, which they were going to do anything. Brian Toro comes in. So Eklund comes out. Over top for Russell Brown. Can he chase it down against Morrison? Morrison does well, knocks it out far side. Russell Brown to throw once again. Did get it all the way into the box. Going to get another chance. Similar to what we saw earlier. That time it did not get all the way through to goal.
And we talk about how BC has bigger bodies in the box from Cal. But the guys that Cal does have that are good headers of the ball, we see them time and time again winning those headers. It's been Bill Morrison a couple times. We saw Onuoma get his head on it. And Cal just doing enough to deter BC on these opportunities.
Williams settled it momentarily, but couldn't do much more than that. Trying to get his foot on it. You're right, Cal's done a pretty good job marking, and even with maybe a slight size disadvantage in the box, have not let a ton through. .20 remaining. I would say a different second half, right? I mean, we saw 12 shots total in the first half, just 2 in total in the second half, both belonging to BC.
And I think what we've seen as well in the second half is BC pushing the emphasis a little bit, maybe not getting as much of those clear-cut chances they wanted to. But we've seen from Cal as well, they've done a good job of just maintaining the lead. You look at it now, Luka Lukic just coming in for the first time these last 12 minutes. So they're getting a lot of contribution from guys off the bench that are doing their job to keep the possession, but also keep a good style of football from the Cal Golden Bears.
You know, we talk about that depth piece, and it's not just about the fact that you can bring in some other players and you trust some players, but, you know, obviously it's 2-0, it's 2-0 Cal here, so it's a little bit different, but you can afford to wait until there's 12 minutes back to go to Lukic instead of, you know, maybe it's 15, 20, whatever the case may be, so that becomes a fresher guy in the game. It all kind of trickles down.
And an important thing, too, is going later into the season, you never know what's going to happen in terms of injuries, form, anything.
Oh, that's loose. Farwell gets it back for Brown. Farwell still got a chance on this side. Ando is down in the box, and they whistle it now. Ando, the keeper, could not secure it at first. There was a chance for Boston College initially, and then Ando after that got hit, and they are forced to stop play with 11:32 remaining.
Just the deep ball into the box from Galuzzo and slippery service from Ando. Farwell tries to keep it in, but Cal just getting bodies in the box.
Oh, it was his own guy. Oh, no. It was his own guy, and he immediately goes to the leg, and you just have to hope that it's not the worst situation here. With 11:32 remaining here in the second half. Sometimes it's those when you least expect it coming from the wrong way that...
And it's Zelaya on the block, and then just falling into Ando. And
just a total accidental friendly fire situation.
And he immediately grabbed the knee on that, his left knee. So you just hope that he's fine to at least continue. And if not, it's not something he'll be out for too long with.
So obviously Connor Lamb, who started the first half, same rules apply, right? So if, without trying to speculate, right, it almost feels like if there's even a 1% chance, you might as well go back to the other keeper, right, with 11:32 left, not wanting to take any chances. And it looks like that's what Cal's going to do.
And Ando's a competitor. He wants to play. He wants to be on the field. But sometimes you just have to be cautious. There's still a lot of game left to play in this match. You, of course, have the game at Harvard as well. So you just want to do the best decision for the team in this moment.
Ando still walking off. Ando's got the best seat in the house for this corner. Well, even having played earlier, a tricky spot here for Lamb to come in and immediately face a corner kick. Eagles need to find two. Trying to start their comeback right here. Header! Oh, it hit the top bar and didn't go! It was that close.
And the crossbar acting as the 12th player for the Golden Bears here. And it looks like it's Colleen getting up there with his head. And Lamb, not sure if he gets to that one, but he celebrates with Zelaya. And Cal, still 0 goals conceded. Clean sheet still in play for them.
Anyways, the official sent off Kai Jerbaka. It's not a, this doesn't count as a sub. Jerbaka came off. Not sure if it was a head or an equipment issue or what it was. So Cordova comes back in for the moment for Cal. Just trying to sort out the final sequence here. What a chance that was from Marcy Colleen.
As we talk about, all it takes is one opportunity. You get that ball in the back of the net, and suddenly you have 11 minutes to go and get that tying goal. And still time here for the Eagles to find that opportunity. And it looks like it may come off a set piece if they're able to get the ball forward once again.
They're now out shooting Cal 4-0 in the second half, 9-7 for the game. You know, especially when you get up by 2, it's almost a little unfair to say this, right? Because the 2-0 game is a different animal. But to Bob Thompson's point, it does feel like since, you know, that 23, 24-minute mark, things have been fairly even. But BC needs to find those 2 after surrendering the 2 early goals.
And that's exactly why defending set pieces is such a crucial part of not just soccer, but especially college soccer as well. You see for Cal, they have created chances in the open play, but haven't been as clinical as you probably want to. But yet here they are 2 goals up because they were clinical on those set piece opportunities. And BC just was not quite able to get the numbers in the box to defend those.
Asari gives it back for Farwell. The Eagles did well to keep this chance alive. Can they create something with under 10 minutes to go, needing 2? Farwell to the middle, still on it. Chips it forward for Brown. Brown trying to slide down, keep it going. It hops over and secured by Lamb with Mafong there. Frankly, when Russell Brown first just elected to put that up in the air, it didn't seem like anything was going to come out of it, and the Eagles did do well to at least create a semi-chance for themselves.
You hear Leonard Griffin on the sideline telling his team to clear the ball. Under 10 minutes now in this game, you do not want to make any silly mistakes, and you want to be as clean and as smart as possible.
Galuzzo trying to find Mafong. Couldn't quite get that pass through. Ibaka comes back in. So he subs for Cordova. So that, again, does not count as a subbing moment for Cal in the second half. Mafong couldn't get through the last line there with Onuoma. Morales and Colleen tied up. Cal goes against Colleen.
Well done again from Onuoma. Been so solid in this back line. We talked about him stepping to the lineup the last match. Here again, looking like he will likely play the full 90. Hardly put a foot wrong here for the Golden Bears.
Zelaya trying to get in behind. And the first-year keeper, Andre Borak.
And for Borak,
oh boy, it's taken away, but Gundalak got knocked down. They called a foul, though, on Luka Lukic. So that chance not granted. Let's see.
Difficult one, just both players, both sliding, both getting towards it. In that moment, you're always likely to give that call to the defensive player because you likely feel hard done by if it goes the other way for BC. And here they are with another chance to push the ball forward.
Russell Brown finds Asari, but he couldn't quite get around Moda, but does earn the corner. Good work by Asari. So now you start to add this together, and the Eagles have hit a couple. That one off the side, and then this one off the crossbar in the second half. So they have increased their opportunities, certainly in half number 2, but they still need to find 2. A 2-0 game with just 7 minutes to go. Galuzzo take the left-footed corner. That deflects out. It'll stay with BC. Another corner.
BC putting numbers into the box. They're crowding a lot inside the 6-yard box, and that puts a lot of pressure not just on the Cal defenders, but on Connor Lamb as well to be a big presence as a goalkeeper there.
Galuzzo higher and deeper this time. Onuoma again. First on it. Mafong. Toro's got a chance with some space. Toro serving in. Header was a little bit behind a spot where you could really create anything out of it. Galuzzo sets up into the box again. Good effort by Lamb. Really aggressive to prevent any kind of chance. And now the yellow card will come out against Galuzzo.
Smart play there from Lamb. We know it is still a slick surface. We saw that one where it went off the hands of Ando. Lamb doesn't take that chance, punches it away, leads to the foul on Zelaya and a yellow card for Galuzzo. Good shift from Alan Juarez coming off the field. Solid player for the Golden Bears now in his senior season. World Cup veteran playing the U20 World Cup for the Guatemala national team. And just such a key player to bring off the bench here for the Golden Bears today.
And Cordova comes back in. Just 6 minutes left. Cal has held its 2-0 lead. Mentioned the crucial nature of trying to start the ACC fast for both of these teams. Schedule does not, I mean, you could put any combination of ACC teams together, it would be a challenge, but BC's next 2 ACC games, number 8 Virginia Tech, number 5 NC State, after that number 1 Stanford. Cal's next ACC games, number 14 Duke, number 3 Clemson. Toughest conference in the country.
We saw last week after the first 2 games, Cal themselves were ranked at the number 17 position, and there were 10 ACC schools in the top 25, just to show you how powerful the conference is.
CJ Williams for Galuzzo, under 5 minutes remaining. Those have certainly created more chances in the second half that have not been able to get any on target officially. We mentioned the 2 that hit Woodwork, of course. Official stops play, making sure Cal's in the right position. Barwell goes wide. Browns maybe had the best of the chances. Can he do it again? Couldn't get it up in the air that time, tried to go low.
Last chance saloon now for BC. If they're going to make any comeback, that first goal has to come now.
Nice clearance by Morales. Toro trying to slip through.
Once again, it's on Neoma, just getting the ball in there. And that Cal back line has been so solid, and we've seen chances for BC, but it always seems like when it's that second ball that might cause danger, there's someone there that's blocking the ball, that's stepping in, that's making that tackle. And those players are the ones that are so key in a conference like the ACC.
Final 3 minutes. Cal trying to put away a first ACC win of the year. And by the way, it would be another road win for the Cal Golden Bears.
It'll be interesting. In 5 games, that's 3 wins all on the road and not able to win at home yet.
Yes.
So if you're Cal, you want to make sure you can get your home form the same as your away form early on in the season.
Schedule is a little odd for Cal in the fact that they actually only play 6 home games this year versus 9 on the road. But some of that is just trying to make this ACC thing work, right? So pairing a non-conference game with an ACC road trip to try to make the travel piece a little bit easier. So that's why you have the fewer home games. That's why they'll play Harvard on Wednesday, They'll do it. Clemson and UNC Asheville on a trip later in the year, Radford and Virginia Tech.
And that's Cal just trying to navigate this new world in the ACC. We saw them have to spend nearly 2 weeks in North Carolina when they were making the run the ACC tournament. So just trying to figure out how, as a California team, you can make the schedule work playing in a predominantly East Coast conference.
Galuzzo, maybe a final opportunity, but Connor Lamb does well. Again, the Eagles are certainly down some bodies, right? No Behar, no Max Andrews, as we've talked about. They're guys that would likely be in at this point. You know, we've seen this at moments the last couple of years, but, you know, to their credit, as you were just talking about, they certainly did a nice job down by 2 goals to get to that final third, but now it's about finding that finishing once again with just the 3 goals scored so far this season.
Exactly, and if you're BC, you do want to figure out where those goals are going to come from. We saw Ekelund be a huge part of that last season with his 8 goals. He has won this season, but off a penalty kick, and we didn't really see that service for him today. So if he's not getting that service, you have to figure out where are those goal-scoring opportunities come from. We've seen those second balls off the volley from Brown. We saw the header from Colleen off the set piece. But what you want is to create those consistent goal-scoring opportunities if you're the BC Eagles.
So just 30 seconds remaining. And again, the set piece is really crucial today for Cal. That corner kick goes early from Malcolm Zeliat in the 17th minute. Then a bouncing ball in the box, and Luka Lukic does a wonderful job to find it. He puts it in. And that built the 2-0 lead, which they've sustained ever since. It's a clean sheet, and it's a Cal win to open ACC play. 2-0 over Boston College.
And Cal, as you see, becoming a road